Hi everyone. Just a quick announcement before you watch the pod. I've just sat down to edit, and unfortunately, Steph has had a bit of a glitch, and she actually forgot to turn on her microphone. So I'm just trying to edit about an hour and 10 minutes of footage where you can barely hear Steph. So apologies. We're going to post it anyway. Just because, this is what happens with FND, the brain fog and things like that. And big loves to Steph. We're going to call this Steph's glitch, this episode, because this is just what happens, and we're just going to roll with it. So thank you all for joining us. Hi everyone, I'm Kate.
I'm Steph.
And we are the FND sisters. Please make sure that you hit like and subscribe, or you comment in the comment section. We'd love to interact with you, and any support that we can get from you guys. If it's just a click of the button, please help us in doing so. Just a disclaimer, we are not doctors, we are not health professionals. If you identify with any of the symptoms that we might mention, please go and see your health professionals, because we're just two sisters that are talking about our experiences in or with FND and chronic illnesses. I really can't do this today. I am struggling. And we're here to put the fun back into functional neurological disorder. I'm struggling a bit today. I had my first full day of work yesterday. I had 2 lessons and I stayed all day. I haven't been able to do that yet. So at the time, yay! At the time, so yesterday, while I was kind of in it, it was really good. I felt really strong. And I came away from work feeling like really proud because I taught 2 lessons of year 9. And then in between, I did some year 11 mock marking, and I input the data, and I found on the database that we use where to input the data, which was a bit of a anxiety for me because I couldn't find it, and then I could find it, and then passwords and so yeah, by the time I got home I was tired, but I wasn't anything out of the ordinary for a full day at work. But today,
You love train.
yeah, it's even that I can literally just feel my energy levels going, and I'll probably just have to go home straight after this and lay down in a dark room. I'm next in tomorrow morning.
What, full day?
Yeah. Oh no, not a full day. It's just for the morning
That's not
till
too
lunchtime.
bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can go and have a bit of rest and something to eat.
Exactly. The only thing is, I know we're going to have a really busy weekend because my partner's family, they actually celebrate Christmas before Christmas.
Oh, I remember you saying before.
And this is the Christmas weekend, so I kind of need to be in like,
yay mode.
Yeah, full health and be able to hold a conversation, because there are certain family members I haven't met yet. So because we got together just before Christmas last year, so obviously we didn't really do as much family stuff together because we were kind of new. So this is like the first Christmas.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I think it's normally the thought of doing all of that stuff
is worse than actually doing it.
Yeah, and then when I'm in it, it's fine. Or if it's not fine, I have they're so supportive. If I said, right, I need to go and lay down for an hour, not sleep, but I just need a bit of peace, and they would, they're absolutely fine. Yeah, they're amazing. It's the first time that I've found real kindness in in-laws. I've had some real horror stories with some monster in-laws, and it's been pretty rough, my experience with that. So it makes a really nice change that I get on. Not that I didn't get on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're just gorgeous people.
You can kind of relax around them and do
Exactly. So yeah, and then at the beginning of the week, because I knew I had a full day at work yesterday, the day before, I made sure I wasn't doing anything. And then my mum wanted to book a spa day for us for my Christmas present. So I was like, oh, well, I know I'm going to be working a full day on that day. So let's do the spa day the day before. It was absolutely amazing. I've never had so many spa treatments. I've never really been able to afford it.
Yeah,
Um,
really
yeah, but we got two 60-minute treatments and then we got a 45-minute mud steam for free. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So yeah, well, you cover you in mud. So basically, there's like this. It's almost like a mini steam room, and you have a shower first, so your body's kind of a bit more moist, and then you go into the steam room, and it gives you like 10 minutes before the steam comes on, and you have these like dollops of mud, and you literally put it all over your body, both me and mum at the same time, all over, and then you just sit and it steams you. And then it like I think about 10-15 minutes after that it like rains from the ceiling and it washes you off and you've both got your own like shower head as well if you want to get the mud off a little bit. Like it was
I don't
brilliant.
think I could take that feeling. That oh no. Oh, that would make me no.
Have you got the tism? That's a very
Oh,
tism thing.
I couldn't do that.
But yeah, and then so after that we relaxed for a bit in the actual spa because there's a swimming pool, a hydro pool and a jacuzzi, like quite warm pool. Then there's a volcanic sauna, a salt sauna, a steam room, a snow machine, and it gives you like a snow shower. See, that was really good for me. I used to absolutely like hate being cold, but ever since my diagnosis, I can't stand being hot.
Yeah.
So I can't stay for very long. I didn't do the sauna and didn't do the steam room because I thought that I'd probably and I
They
don't.
normally have like a lemony steam room as
Oh
well.
yeah, that was the like aromatherapy room. They call it something different now, but that's what it used
Yeah.
to. That's the name that it used to be.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, so the snow thing was honestly, I spent ages under there. It was so nice. And then they also have foot spas where you sit on a heated like thing, mosaic seat, and you put your feet in this bath and it bubbles, it jets and puts Epsom salts in there, and these sun loungers that were made out of mosaic that were heated. I
Yeah.
fell asleep on them in the afternoon.
I fall asleep in all of it, I think.
Yeah.
That
Well,
sounds of it.
the problem I can't nap, so if I nap, I can't sleep the night.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't sleep until about midnight.
Oh, I'd like that.
Anyway, in the afternoon we had a massage, and then part of the massage we also had a facial. Mum had a different facial, but I had this thing called a radiant glow facial. Honestly, it was amazing. I've never had a facial like it. I've always come out of a facial and then the next day I have like a breakout. But this one, my skin was so glowy, like
Wow.
it was gorgeous. But there was at one point where she put this like foamy stuff on me, and then it's almost like she put it on me, and then it just went. It started bubbling up, and it felt like my skin was peeling off. She said out loud, I was like, what's happening to my face? And she was like, it's okay, it's just bubbling. And I'm like, okay. It felt really weird.
It's almost like when you put bicarb and white vinegar in
Yeah,
a sink.
it literally. But yeah, best facial of my life. I'll post the details on a different social media. I took some footage of it as well. But it was a really good day. Definitely what I needed before the whole day at work. So
That's good.
yeah, I'm tired now. Can you speak?
And to be fair, having something like that can make you tired anyway because it
Yeah.
releases like endorphins and
Mm-hmm.
things like that in your body, doesn't it? And then you go and do a full day at work.
Yeah.
It's probably doubly
Yeah.
hit you.
It's almost like I need that day now, like today,
Yeah,
maybe.
you needed it after as opposed to before.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm getting lots of pains. My lower back is really painful at the moment. I think it might have been, well, I've got this thing called Bertolotti syndrome, which not a lot of people
No, I'd never
even,
heard of it
yeah.
until you told me about
It
it.
basically means that my L5 lumbar,
Yeah.
like, it's like that, isn't it? Your spine is like stacked with lots of things like that.
Yeah.
It's like one of these things that sticks out is fused to my hip, to my pelvic bone,
Yeah.
but only partially. So if it gets irritated, everything becomes inflamed around it, which affects the rest of my back as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like I've got like quite a lot of compression like at the bottom of my spine. So I know that I'm going to have to be really careful for the next few weeks. And also, I mean, I've just moved as well, so that's going to play a part as well.
Everything's going to affect your FND, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just so much in such a short space of time. It's going to affect you here, there, and everywhere, and probably in places and extremities that you've never felt before.
Yeah. I've never felt this kind of fatigue.
Yeah.
I thought this fatigue, because I used to feel like this when I was teaching, but I thought it was teaching that was making me feel like this.
It's like we were going on about last week, weren't it, about the concrete?
Yeah.
We were talking about the concrete.
That's what it feels like.
You down.
But it feels like at the moment it's like a really slow pour.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm very slowly, like a dimmer switch is just powering me down. Right. And you start hearing it in my voice as well at the end.
That's croaky. That's going croaky.
So yeah. I mean, I've never had any more tests about the Bertolotti syndrome. You'd think that if there was a part of someone's body that was fused to another part, that you'd have a whole body scan to make sure it's not. Because I'm sure that's I can't remember what disease it's called, but you know that disease where all of your bones start molding into like one thing.
Where it fuses all together.
That's right. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but I mean that's terminal. You will.
Yeah,
you will have to decide whether you want to die laying down or standing up.
A little girl that my son goes to, pretty sure that's what she's got, and they have to break her back and put rods in her back. Wow. So as she gets older, she grows with the rods.
Yeah.
And then I think she has it every 6 months, where they crack her back,
Can you imagine?
break her back, and then extend the poles so she can grow properly. I'm pretty sure that is. I might be wrong, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what she's got. Which is not nice. She's such a sweet girl. Ooh. Such a lovely girl.
Ooh. It always happens to the nicest people.
Yeah, and her parents are lovely as well. Her parents are such nice people. But I suppose if it doesn't affect you, they don't investigate it. And if it's never affected you, then they wouldn't bother investigating it.
No, and I'm sure it is what it is. I think it's just Bertolotti syndrome. That's
There's
it. But
people that have got things, haven't they, that they don't know about.
You can have this and never know.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's just the way that mine's partially fused means that any twist is. I'm not going to tell you what it's like when my back goes. Can't get off the floor, Yeah. And even on the floor, it's like thrashing around in agony. Your
back's a nasty place to get pain.
Nasty, nasty. Although, so my mother-in-law, she's worked in healthcare forever, but she put me on something called BioFreeze, and it's actually like a herbal gel, so you can put as much on as you want. It's not like Voltarol or ibuprofen, where you have to do it every 4 hours and nothing more. This you can just lap on, and honestly, I put that on at night and I wake up a new. It's like I've got a new back. So I'll put the details in here somewhere in the description box, maybe at the bottom. BioFreeze, and I think you can get it anywhere: Morrison's, Tesco's, Amazon. Because this is our 9th episode.
We've kind of got all the important bits and all the big bits.
The big topics, the hard stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that
I think the lighter side.
Yeah, because when this came about, I always wanted this podcast to be more of like not a happy thing, but like a positive,
Functional neurological disorder.
yeah, like a fun place where we can talk about hard topics, but it doesn't always have to be centered around that.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. There's so many people with FND who are so isolated and feel disconnected, because
Just laugh at our random stories.
yeah. And but the thing is, when you're in it, when you're in a dark spell, when you're in a flare up, it is really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's just really important to know that with a little bit of humor, a little bit of positivity, like you can get through anything. That's been my experience so far. Very limited experience. I haven't had this for long, and but I'm not one of those people. I can't. I've talked to my friend about it as well, actually, from Bournemouth. I hope she's watching. Um, and she said, Kate, I can't sit in negative energy. I'm such a positive person. I feed off positivity, and I have to try and have personal boundaries when there's a lot of negative energy around me. I've always been a bit of a sponge I've always been a bit of an empath, I have to be really, really careful about what energy that I'm allowing in my space. I don't know how we just got on this topic.
No,
See what I mean?
Sometimes it can really drain you, can't it? And it can draw you into it.
Yeah.
So like if somebody's really depressed and say, talking about really low things, it can draw you in because you feel like, you know what, I can relate to that.
And if you don't
then
protect
before
yourself,
you know it,
yeah,
you're in that circle.
exactly.
So
And it
you
can
have to
it
be
can even trigger your
careful.
own flare-ups. I've got into the habit now of when I'm in a good space, and this is going to sound really harsh, when I'm in a good space, when I go on social media, sometimes so you can click on an X so you don't have to see certain posts. Sometimes I have to click on the X of people's posts that are in the FND groups, because I'm like, I understand and I feel for you, but if I constantly feed my psychology with your illness, I'm going to get ill as well.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what? That's
and
one
it sounds
thing.
really harsh, but
No, that's one thing my husband said that I really. I'll be completely truthful. I got really angry with him about it because he said to me, "Do people with FND feed off other people?" He says, "I don't mean it in a nasty way." He said, "I mean it as in a learning way." But he says, "Do you see somebody do something from FND,
yeah,
and then that subconsciously hits in your mind that that's a symptom, and you start copying it?"
yeah.
And I got really angry with him because I was like,
Well,
just
you don't want to think it comes from someone
no,
else.
you're just trying to think that I'm making it up."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm not trying to say that at all." He's like, "But like, I had a moment the other week. I don't tick. I've never ticked, and I had a moment where there was a really, really, really stressful situation on the Thursday. I mean, proper stressful. Like my adrenaline was going,
Yeah.
and it was not very nice. And on the Friday, I started ticking,
Yeah.
but that was the only day I ticked.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, "You said on the podcast to start off with that you've never ticked, and all of a sudden you've started ticking.
Yeah.
Is it because you've seen someone else tick and you feel like you need to tick?" And I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
it's probably just because I'm so wound up. It's another symptom
Yeah.
that's come out." But the way he said it made me really angry
Yeah.
that I thought that he thought I was just making it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you mean. The thing is, I actually, because who knows at the end of the day? But brains are so clever. They, my, everyone's brain is constantly feeding and processing information. So I don't know whether I would have had the tics or I would have had the Tourette's stuff on my symptoms if I hadn't seen somebody on TikTok with FND who was doing the same. And then suddenly that's what my FND was doing, you know? And it's not, I'm not copying that person. It's just my brain has obviously taken in that information and it becomes part of the misfiring in my brain. And I had a really interesting conversation actually with my old science teacher, believe it or not. My son goes to the same school as I used to, and there's one teacher still left that taught me, that teaches my son. And I sat down for parents' evening. Yeah. Hi, sir. It's like, stop calling me sir. I'm like, I can't help it. No. But we got on to the FND stuff, and because he was like, you know, he saw me with this, and he was like, what's going on? So I talked to him a little bit about it, and I said to him, do you remember when I was in high school and I started fainting? Like, I kept passing out, and I kept going to and from A&E with my mum. They put me up to the ECG machine, didn't show anything, and they basically said she's lying. She's lying. And I got gaslit so much that even in my head I was like, am I lying? Is this a figment of my imagination? Am I putting this on? Is it me? And it just so happens all these years later, I get diagnosed with FND, and I'm like,
part that's showing early.
Yeah, have I had this for longer than I thought? And I said, yeah. So I said to Sarah, do you remember me fainting? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, I've just been diagnosed with a brain disorder. And he was like, I was like, yeah. And he was like, but there was a bunch of you fainting at the same time. I was like, yeah. But I've just been diagnosed with a brain disorder. It was almost like not an FU or anything like that, because I loved that teacher. He was my favorite. But it was almost like, yeah. So when stuff's happening in a high school, not every teenage girl is lying. And I got gaslit so often. Still get gaslit, but back then, in the early 2000s,
when I was 19,
it was always the girl's fault.
When I was 18, 19, I had a seizure outside my flat on the ground. I had a seizure and ended up going to hospital. And they couldn't find anything wrong, and they referred me to neuro. And I saw this neurologist. He said, oh, it's a pseudo seizure, which is basically a fake seizure.
Right.
Saying I made it up, which is what they used to call FND.
Yeah.
Pseudo seizures. And that made me think, all those years ago, I've had funny symptoms. I've always been in pain.
Yeah.
I've always suffered with funny little things that have not quite made sense. And then obviously I had this seizure when I was 18, 19. And because I researched pseudo seizures and it just come up with fake seizures. And it was like, right, so he thinks I'm putting it on, but I wasn't.
And it gets into your head, doesn't it? Because then it's like, what other medical professional can I trust? Am I actually putting it on? And I don't realise, and I'm having some psychotic, like, schizophrenia. The amount of times where I've been made to feel like I should be sectioned is unreal.
It just makes you wonder how long you've had it. And how long it's taken to come out, because you see people on these FND websites, it's obviously something that's not wired for a long period of time. And like they say, it's either trauma or something that brings it out. But in my mind, and this is completely my theory, in my mind I think you're born with it. you're born with a miswire, and it takes something to bring it out, and it can be the smallest of things, like getting shouted at school, not being accepted at school, and you experiencing that.
Something just goes,
oh my god, yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's me, oh my god, and it going off.
yeah,
Or it can be an extremity. But I personally think you're born with it. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's like they say you're born with cancer.
yeah,
And it just takes that trigger. Some people get it, some people don't.
yeah.
I think it's very much the same.
It's interesting, isn't it? So theory-wise, like, what if we're all born with it? You know, because you know the research is only now starting to kind of snowball, and we talked about Neurolog a couple of episodes ago, and all of the research that they're doing is just incredible. I'll put the link in the description box as well for Neurolog, because it's really important that we try and help our community, and the people who are going to come after us. You know, I really do believe that. But you know, what if we're all born with it, and there's something in the psycho trauma, wherever it is in your brain, like you say, that can be triggered by absolutely anything. It could be shouted at, it could be bullying, it could be, it might not even be that. We talked a little bit about, you know, that somebody went to the dentist, and then walked away with FND. You know, it's, yeah, maybe it's that, like, every single person has it in them, but
it only takes that misfire. I think
there are certain points in my life where I can actually literally remember my psyche breaking because of what was going on. Like an absolute catastrophic, felt my brain just went like that. There are a few moments that I can remember like that. And I suppose that when I was having these fainting episodes in high school, that was when most of the trouble was starting for me. So who knows? It's really interesting. I saw a story on one of the FND social medias a little while back, and it was this woman, and she, you know, she was older, and she was saying that 15, 20 years ago, she got diagnosed with, so what was FND before it was FND? It was, before that, it was
functional conversion disorder.
And then before that, it was hysteria, wasn't it? Where, by the way, people used to do lobotomies for, or electric shock treatment, but we won't go into that. And she said that all those years ago, they told her it was hysteria, you know, hysteria and obsessive, what did you say? Conversion disorder.
I think so. I can't remember.
And literally in that week, she'd only found out that it now changed to the name functional neurological disorder. And she suddenly found all these groups on Facebook, and she was so overcome with emotion. It makes me emotional just thinking about it and talking about it, because she was like, I've been so alone. Like, I'll go out into the street and people say that I'm drunk, and because, you know, because I can't walk sometimes, and sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And I thought I was the only person, and nobody understood. And she lived in isolation for 20 years, thinking that she was, you know, crazy. And then she was, you know, thank God there's these groups. I've never been able to talk to anyone else about it. You know, no one in my family has understood it. Everyone just thinks I'm putting it on. Yeah, it just makes my heart sing. And that's why those groups are important. That's why it is important. And it is a place where you can rant and things like that. And I know at the beginning of this pod, we were talking, like, sometimes to protect myself and my energy, I have to just delete some of the stories on there so I can just have a bit of a doom scroll with a bit of peace and quiet. But that's the importance of it, of us talking about it, this podcast. Yeah.
It's like once when I was a police officer, there was a guy on the floor, and he was going to be arrested for being drunk and disorderly. When in actual fact, he was diabetic and he was having a hypo.
My God.
And it presents with the same symptoms.
Yeah, it does. They can get really violent too, and not know.
And he was going to be nicked.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on a second, something's not quite right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was having a hypo.
Mm.
It's only because there was paramedics nearby that happened to see him. And they were like, no. He's ill, he's not drunk.
Yeah.
But he didn't get nicked.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, it's not nice.
That's why it's always good to have like a lanyard or your disability badge or yeah. Always get something, because if something happens to you when you're out, people need that information, otherwise they'll give you the wrong stuff or the wrong care.
I don't know whether I've ever spoken about this, but it's something I have on my wrist at all times. And it says no opioids, because I'm on naltrexone for pain, and naltrexone is also a drug they give to like heroin addicts and stuff like that to help them come off the drugs.
Yeah, does it block it?
Yeah, so it blocks the receptor.
So even if you take heroin, there's nothing. Yeah.
So I can't have any opioids because of that. And then I've got seizures, non-epileptic, and then I've got ice, and then Alan, his surname, and his number, and then on the back I've actually got my name and my date of birth.
Yeah.
And then on my rucksack that I carry around, obviously with the walking sticks, I don't tend to wear a bag. You wear like a bum bag, don't you?
Yeah, I normally have one round here because it's easier.
On my front pouch, I've got a medical ID card that says much the same thing, but a little bit more. I can't remember what else it says, but it says a little bit more. But I always make sure I've got something on me that indicates if I'm having seizures, it's non-epileptic. Yeah. And the fact I can't have opioids. So if I was to fall over in the street and have a seizure and smash my head, you know, I couldn't have morphine. No. To release that pain, because it wouldn't do me any good. No. So I'd have to have, I don't know, that one they put in your mouth. I think what it's called. Just indicates. Yeah. Even if I can just shove my wrist in someone's face, if I can't do a lot else. Do you know what I mean? just well, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to punch you in the face. But like, I have it on my rucksack and then I have it on my arm. Yeah. Well, it's important because, like, can you imagine if you had a seizure and you woke up in a police cell and you were like, why am I here? Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, you punched a police officer. Well, was I having a fit because I have non-epileptic fits? Yeah. Oh, I'd like to see your body cam, please. Your footage. Anyway, so it's worth talking about some of the benefits that you can possibly get to help, because a lot of people with FND, they can't work, or they have flare-ups where they can't work, and I think it's important to know what help there and support there is out there financially. Especially, it's like if you're a partner of somebody with FND, you probably need to know this kind of stuff, because when you're in a flare-up, you don't really think like, oh, I better do that form. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, for family and friends, for people who it's handy just to know, are poorly. Yeah. I know a lot of people who can't work are on. So you have the universal credit, don't you? Yeah. But universal credit, you will still, it's almost like the old JSA. So you have to still be actively looking for work. What's the illness one? So you have ESA, which is the old JSA. Yeah. Employee support allowance. That's it. And you get put into two groups. You get put into a group where you can't work. Yeah. And then you get put into a group where you're actively looking for work. Yeah. And then there's something called LCWRA. So LCWRA, which is what I'm on, is a category where you can't physically work. They've deemed you as unfit for work.
Yeah.
And then there's a thing called LCW, where you're not in work because you're not well, but you have to actively look for work.
Yeah.
And they don't pay you, I don't think, but they give you they put you into groups like work groups and things like that, and they help you out with courses and things like that to get you back into work.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you're on universal credit and you're caring for somebody that's on PIP, you can claim carer's allowance.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got PIP.
And then separately to that as well, if you've got a child who is a young carer, they can also, I think, get young carers allowance too. But I don't think you can have somebody claiming for you on carers allowance and the young person's carers allowance.
So
I think.
I don't know. So I never thought a young carer could claim for money.
If you look, I'm pretty sure when I was reading up on all of this at the beginning, I'm pretty sure there's those two things, but I'm pretty sure you can't have one and claim the other as well. Yeah. It's got to be one of you. Whether or not that's under 16, I'm not sure. Yeah. It could be 16 to 18 because there's that weird time, isn't there?
Yeah,
they're not teenagers anymore. They're young adults, but they're not adults yet.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. We both have kids that are coming up to that kind of age.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got PIP, which you've got daily living allowance component, and then you've got the mobility component. Mm-hmm. But you can have standard and enhanced of both.
Yeah.
So if you score 8 points on your PIP form for either of them, you get standard. If you score more than 12, you get enhanced.
Yeah.
So it's if you get obviously enhanced mobility, then that's when you're able to apply. You're not entitled to, but you can apply for a vehicle.
Yeah.
Whether that be a WAV vehicle, which is an adapted vehicle. Mm-hmm. But not all vehicles. So you can get like a little Ford Fiesta and there'd be no down payment for that.
Yeah, people don't realise that there's a down payment to mobility cars. They don't just give you a car.
So there'd be sort of no down payments on a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah. Which if you had a family of 5, a Ford Fiesta, it wouldn't be big enough. There'd be no point.
And then, for example, if you wanted like a VW Caddy, the down payment on that could be $6,500.
Mm-hmm. Which you could buy your own car for that price.
And with
your keep it
money, you could pay finance with or insurance with or something like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you pay that $6,500 and every 3 years your PIP renews, mm-hmm. and you renew your vehicle, you lose that money and have to pay the down payment again.
Yeah.
So people think it's a free car.
Yeah.
When actual fact, you're losing that money
every 3 years. Yeah. And that's only if you get enhanced mobility the following time that you apply. There's a lot of people that
a transit van, like a WAV transit van, you're talking $25,000 down payment.
Yeah. Which is like, you might as well just buy your own car.
I mean, you can apply for grants to assist you if you can't afford it. Say like you're 2 working parents and it's for a child that's on DLA, and it's for a child and you're 2 working parents but in 2 sort of basic paying jobs, you could apply for a grant and they can assist you. But if you get a grant, the grant people will only issue you with 3 vehicles you can choose from.
Yeah.
You can't go out and choose your own vehicle.
No. But I want a Q5
Yeah, whereas what they're doing at the moment is they're stopped doing.
I just knew a car. I just knew a car by its letters and numbers. If you've watched some previous episodes, you'll understand why this is a big thing. The Q5 is the Audi, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an Audi. It's like the middle-sized 4x4.
Sorry, I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, carry on.
But that's why, like, because if you've got the money for a down payment, that's why they're banned out, like Audis, Mercedes, stuff like that.
You can't be rolling around in
because they're
a
saying,
silver Mercedes.
But people take the piss because they're saying, oh, I've got this brand new whatever Mercedes sports car outside.
I've got a Mustang.
Oh, it's for my anxiety.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've got PTSD. I need a Ford Mustang.
And it's like, well, how on earth? Yeah, that's just me and my brand.
Yeah. She's very passionate about cars.
That's the availability. Of what you can get and how you can get it. But like getting LCWRA, for example, to get mine, I had to go through an assessment. Pretty much the same as PIP.
Yeah, they go really deeply into it, don't they? I think who was it that they actually do? They come to your house and look around your home. Can't remember what it was.
That's for grants for like wet rooms and stuff like that.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Because I had that in my old.
Yeah, I'm getting mixed up. Yeah.
That's a council grant.
But I think what we're trying to say is look at what the help is available to you, and it will be dependent on your council, where you live, what funding. Yeah. There are places. Where did you say earlier that was a place that can help people with forms? I can't remember. I said CAB.
Citizens Advice Bureau.
Yeah, they're a good port of call.
There's another place online, isn't there, that can help?
Yeah, you said an acronym. I can't remember it.
No, neither.
I'll look back on this because I'm sure I was recording at the time, and I'll put it in the description. I'm going to have to put a lot in the description box. If we can figure out what it was, we'll let you know. But there's also help on social media as well. I think early on I just added loads of groups, F&D groups and blah blah, and there was this one that said chronic illnesses and benefits. That's been really, really good because you're seeing people talk about it in real time. They've got forms actually on their, like, I don't think it's a business page, but like the home page and stuff to help people with different benefits. So, and that's happening in real time. So if the government changes it, which they love doing, the conversations that people are having online about it is really helpful. PIP does take a while, but it's there to help people. So just have a look at what you're entitled to, because it depends on who you are, what your circumstances are, and all that jazz.
And also council grants, because in my last bungalow that I was in, we had a bath, and I couldn't get my legs over the bath to get in the shower. I had to kind of barrel roll,
high jump.
It was such a sight.
The frisbee flop or whatever they call it.
Alan had to like lift one leg over and almost push me
darling, there's no independence, is there?
And I didn't realise, so I'd done a bit of information gathering, and I looked at my local council website, and they offered grants for wet rooms. So I sort of done some info on it, rung the council up and said, this is my situation. Would I qualify? And they said, we'll send an assessor out to your house, which they did. And he sat me down, and I had to make proof of my conditions. So I had to give him like medical notes and stuff like that. So he could see it physically. I wasn't just lying to him.
Yeah, putting it on.
So I proved that to him, and then he looked at the bathroom, and then he asked me to do some things like lift my legs up, and we got a brand new wet room that actually cost 14,500.
Yeah, that's wild.
which is nuts, but it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it helped me out so much.
Yeah.
It really did.
So sometimes it's worth the perseverance, you know, and sometimes, you know, especially when you're in a flare up, the last thing you want to do is like be on the phone or be doing another form, and people can really struggle, but there are people out there, support workers as well. I remember when I was doing a little bit of outreach back in the day, one of my things used to be helping people fill out forms.
Yeah.
So there is help out there.
Yeah, just
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Just too tired. Put up your gum fingers.
Have a Google.
Let's do chronic illnesses. We said that last week. So shall we do?
This terrible.
Yeah, this is gonna be horrible. Let's do fibromyalgia, FND, and ME.
It's hard because I've suffered with all of them.
Exactly. Shall I go first?
Yeah.
So I would probably kill ME. Because it just sounds awful for me, because I'm such a get up and go getter. You know, the fatigue makes me really irrationally angry when I'm tired and I can't be untired. And isn't it ME that, like, I know it's a chronic illness, so you have it forever, but ME, I mean, people are bedridden for
bedridden all day.
Yeah, for days, months, weeks, years. So I think it's drastically misunderstood ME. Whereas I found that we obviously have a lot more info on it. It's still, what am I trying to say? It's still
in the early doors, isn't it?
early doors for FND, but because the symptoms are relatable to other brain disorders, it's a bit easier to understand than ME, I think.
Yeah.
So I would kill ME. I would stog. I would snog fibro, because being in pain is just not very nice. But there are ways for pain relief. For me, I try and do holistic pain relief. So it's things like, I say holistic. Paracetamol and ibuprofen is not holistic, but and then loads of hot soaks and baths and Epsom salts and stuff like that. Again, I don't have fibro, or I haven't been diagnosed with it yet. And then I would probably marry FND. I'm finding my acceptance in this disorder. I feel like I am doing so much with my neurophysio, and I've got to a certain place now where it's milder. And if I have a flare up again, I know all of the things now. Number one, I know what it is.
Yeah.
And number two, I know all of the little tricks. Because I'm very good at learning. I'm very good at, oh, this is what happened last time, so if I do this, then that will alleviate that. Da, 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 da. So yeah, that's my choice. My choices.
I think I'd have to kill fibro.
Cool.
From the angle of, yes, ME makes you bedridden, but so does pain.
Yeah, to be fair.
And pain, to me, I'm on a concoction of around 25.
She actually has a pain doctor.
Yeah.
A specific doctor for pain.
Consultant, get it right.
Consultant.
You might get offended.
It's a different. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
A consultant's been in for longer.
I don't know what is all this today.
So yeah, I take a concoction of about 25 pills a day ish, something like that, and I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
I've been into theatre God knows how many times to be pain relief in my back and shoulders and legs and God knows where else, hips. And that affects me daily. And that brings me anyway.
Yeah.
The only
At least
difference-
ME is like you're sleeping.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily sleep with ME.
Mm-hmm.
It just fatigues you.
Yeah.
So you could be wide awake,
Oh.
but you could just be at that point where you can't do anything.
Yeah, that sucks. I
Like,
couldn't do it.
You can't swallow and stuff like that as well. There's actually been cases where people have died of it.
Yeah.
Like young girls and stuff that have died of it because doctors haven't believed it's got so bad.
Yeah.
And it has.
Why is it always
they've
girls?
like starved to death and stuff like that.
Is it always girls though?
But yeah, I'd kill fibro. I think I'd snog ME, and like you, I'd marry FND because the understanding of it is there.
I feel like something's happening quite quickly with FND now.
Yeah.
It's like that snowball effect, I think, and
we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? And you told me to mention it. Where actually epilepsy seizures are now being taken as seriously as non-epileptic seizures, or the other way around. Non-epileptic seizures are being taken as serious as epileptic seizures.
Thank goodness.
I read that earlier today in a medical thing. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, which is about bloody time.
Yeah.
Still don't mean we'll get free prescriptions.
Dang it. I do that NHS thing where I pay monthly.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's another benefit you can get. Well, not a benefit, but money saving. If you're on medication, you can pay like £11 a month.
Yeah, do the direct debit, guys.
Yeah, you can pay £11 a month.
Saves you so much money.
And it covers you for as many prescriptions as possible. So
yeah, anything, except unless it's private healthcare.
Yeah,
then you have to pay for it.
But like, for example, I have 15 different prescriptions a month. Well, that would be more than my bloody mortgage.
Yeah, God, can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? That would be horrendous.
That would just be
paying £11 a month is saving me God knows how much money.
Yeah.
Every 4 weeks.
You'd have to weigh up, like, do I get food or do I have pay meds?
It's ridiculous. Or you can pay quarterly, or you can pay annually. There's 3 different versions. I just pay monthly, and it's £11.45 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one to do as well.
But it's so
save you a bit of money.
But it's so good that they're now actually, you know, saying that non-epileptic seizures are a thing. You know.
Yeah, it's a big step in the right direction.
100%. Very proud of whoever was campaigning for that. Okay. Better wrap this up.
I need to sleep.
Please make sure you hit like and subscribe. We
it
do this
to us more than you know.
It really does. We love you guys. Comment, talk to us. You can email in. I always put our email on there as well. Email in. Tell us your funny stories. Tell us your unfunny stories. You know, we really just want to connect with you guys. If you're, I always get an itchy nose. It's really weird.
We are on now all social media sites.
All social media. So go and find us. We've got. Oh yeah, I can't say the ones.
Name it.
All of them.
So have a look for FND Sisters on all of them, and you'll see our mugshots.
Yeah.
Or our logo. One of the two. That's
We're everywhere. We're everywhere you look. If you're a small business or a large business, or you just like what we have to say and would love to become our sponsors, then we'd love to hear from you. All our contact details are also in the description box. Did I say hit like and subscribe?
Yes, you did.
I'm losing my mind today.
Say it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Goodbye. So yeah, FND Sisters over and out. Bye.